Reddit, how would you feel about a law that bans radio stations from playing commercials with honking beeping siren noises in them? Response 1.
I would feel like, finally, lawmakers taking the public's issues to heart.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone reading this question and saying, nah, I don't want to give up those split seconds of panic thinking an emergency vehicle is right up my ass. Edit. Apparently everyone here thinks they alone are responsible for their safety and the safety of the people riding with me. There are stupid old people on the roads that will hear a commercial like that and for a split second think it's real, and possibly react in a dangerous way. Just because you're a genius that never makes a mistake doesn't mean the people you share the road with are too.
Exactly. Nothing like a heart attack in the morning.
A little heart attack never hurt anybody. Especially behind the wheel of a moving death machine. The issue isn't with the sound scare though, the sounds can be very misguiding and quite possibly lead to an accident.
Unless you're smoking a blunt and a commercial with the police siren goes off.
When little Timmy drove his car along the open road, he traveled swift and fast and far, and never stopped or slowed. But what's a little blunt? He spoke, a breath of something fair. The fine, divine and sweetest smoke of scented, herbal air. So little Timmy set the spark, he took a puff and sighed. And sirens sounded out the dark. And Timmy fucking died.
At least Timmy died happy this time.
Response 2.
I agree, and any ad for an auto service shop that plays squealing brakes or ominous engine sounds as well.
I can't scream and cry for help in public unwarranted, but you can play ads inside my car that scare me into thinking I might be stranded miles away from home and forced to pay large expenses to fix my car. Bullshit, these fuckers need to be stopped.
Quote, I can't scream and cry for help in public unwarranted. How many times have you tried? You definitely can, it's just weird and unwarranted.
I mean, I could also be charged with disturbing the peace.
LPT, you can't be charged with disturbing the peace if you're in a war zone.
If the peas are mixed up with the carrots, you might want to reconsider your statement.
I feel like this is the first half to a secret code, and if you say, but the stew is already full of potatoes, back he's gonna hand you a briefcase.
Response 3.
Deleted.
I wish there was a way to ban junk mail or have laws imposed to require an opt-in for commercial mail. Trash is literally being delivered to my mailbox and I feel powerless to make it stop.
Here, you throw this away.
If they include a return envelope, I give them all my junk mail and send it back. Or one time I filled it with dust and a Cheerio I swept off my floor.
Lol, this is what I've started doing for all the mortgage reduction notices I receive.
They don't deserve that Cheerio. You only give those dust.
Hey, I also have plenty of dirty cat litter. Perhaps they'd like some of that as well.
Response 4.
I was driving one day and listening to a very popular radio station in my region. And I saw all cars around me on the highway swerve a little bit when a commercial with sirens came on. Very dangerous stuff if you ask me. Edit. In the city close to where I live, Carnival is very popular and very well known. For about 1 month each year the festival gets their own radio station with loud obnoxious party music that is quite funny. Swerve is maybe an exaggeration, but I saw the reaction of many drivers in my vicinity since the siren came on quite loud after the news bulletin.
Why the fuck would people think these type of things were ever a good idea?
It gets your attention and that's all they care about.
WEEWOO. Emergency sale on used cars in your area. Ask our salesperson Amber Alert about a great deal.
Is having a used car sale being played on a radio a good idea? I'm already in a car.
It's a great idea if the sirens make you crash. Chances are you'll need a new car ASAP, and who better to go to than the assholes who made you crash in the first place.
The military-industrial radio commercial complex must be stopped.
Response 5.
Reddit, how do you feel about common Reddit opinion?
I'm so glad you asked. Personally, I feel the same feeling as everybody else.
Yeah, but what about obscure edge case?
Comedic response that gets gilded 15 times.
Shitty pun plus 15 other puns trying to ride the karma coattails.
Shitty pun riding the coattails with clever spelling everyone will hate.
A witty, original pun but posted 9 hours into the thread.
Response 6.
Also doorbells on commercials because my dogs.
This is why I can't ever watch Family Feud with my dogs in the room. They lose their mind every time someone gets an answer right. We don't even have a doorbell in our house, but they remember it from when we lived in our condo 4 years ago.
I got my dog when he was 3. I've had him for 6 years now and have never had a doorbell in that time. He still goes bonkers when he hears doorbells. I couldn't even watch Jeopardy for the longest time because it would just drive him crazy. There's got to be some sort of evolutionary advantage to having a long memory for certain sounds.
Yeah, it saves you from being eaten by saber-toothed tigers.
Saber-tooths are quite known to ring before entering.
Response 7.
This is a bad post. You're asking a leading question that an overwhelmingly majority already agrees with. Reddit, how would you feel if we had hovercars that didn't run on gas? Removed.
It's so fucking annoying. This will be one of the top AskReddit threads this month, and it literally will have no answers that are even worth reading, but everyone is going to jerk each other off, so it's fine. Questions like these are just annoying and take away from actual good posts and discussions on this sub. Hey Reddit, how would you like to suck my dick? Y'all are really gonna make this the highest post in our AskReddit history?
Reddit, how would you feel about a law that requires you to suck you refsoxiat poop dick?
I would feel like, finally, lawmakers taking the public's issues to heart.
Yes, one of the many human emotions. Sadness, happiness, finally. Lawmakers taking the public's issues to heart. Anger, etc.
Etc. Always my favorite human emotion, with existential dread a close second.
Response 8.
I want to ban AskReddit posts about shit everyone will agree with.
Reddit, do you believe murder should remain illegal?
Unpopular opinion, will probably be downvoted, but I think murder should stay illegal. 20k upvotes.
Day The Witcher 3?
To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Witcher 3. The humor is extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of Polish folklore, most of the jokes will go over a typical player's head. There's also Geralt's nihilistic outlook, which is deftly woven into his characterization. His personal philosophy draws heavily from Narodная Volia literature, for instance. The fans understand this stuff, they have the intellectual capacity to truly appreciate the depths of these games, to realize that they're not just entertainment, they say something deep about life. As a consequence, people who dislike Witcher 3 truly are idiots. Of course they wouldn't appreciate, for instance, the humor in Geralt's existential catchphrase, "Come on you piece of filth," which itself is a cryptic reference to Turgenev's Russian epic Fathers and Sons. I'm smirking right now just imagining one of those addle-pated simpletons scratching their heads in confusion as Andrei Sapkowski's genius unfolds itself on their monitors. What fools, how I pity them. Face with tears of joy. And yes, by the way, I do have a Witcher 3 tattoo. And no, you cannot see it. It's for the ladies' eyes only, and even they have to demonstrate that they're within 5 IQ points of my own, preferably lower, beforehand.
Response 9.
I'd be fine with it. Hell, I'd encourage the ban. I flinch whenever those commercials are played.
I think it's funny that people like Op post these questions that obviously everyone is going to agree with, and we don't even get any answers, just a huge upvoted thread with everyone jerking each other off. Y'all are really gonna make this shit question the highest post in this sub's history? Cue South Park smug fart inhalation quote, "Oh that's good. MMMMMMMM."
Response 10.
Redditors, what are your thoughts on low-hanging fruit? Ask Reddit questions and diamonds and vaccines. Seriously, like WTF would a counter-argument to this be? No way. I love hearing sirens in ads, not to mention there isn't much discussion to be had here besides, yes.
A counter-argument is that I don't want the additional government censorship. The law would be challenged by radio advertisers and overturned on constitutional grounds. Individual states couldn't enact the law themselves because radio waves cross state lines, making it a matter of interstate commerce and thus a federal matter. Of course the people that put sirens and screeching brakes in radio ads should burn, but we should not be so quick to use the legislature to attempt to deal with these types of annoyances.
Agreed. We would really like the radio sounds in question to stop. Litigation may not be the answer. For once, an awareness movement might be all that's needed to do the trick. Let the advertisers know we don't want their products if they're going to endanger us to get our attention. To Facebook, my oral activists.
Response 11.
This is the most circle jerk post I've seen in a very long time.
First thing I thought was that's a surefire way to get some upvotes.